A-Rod and Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
There you go. That's the next power couple. A-Rod and Kim Kardashian.
My God.
There it is. They're going to buy the Timberwolves and move to Minnesota. All right, everybody. We're back. Angel O, Jimmy Weed.
What's up?
I had to go get Jimmy Weed from San Diego. We had a kid, he's hanging out with Canelo down there, and him and Ruiz having a good time down there. And
Yeah, well, they're getting close to their fights. Andy Ruiz fights Chris Arreola on May 1st, and Canelo fights Billy Joe Saunders May 8th at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. So had to go, and talk to the fellas.
yeah, well, it's nice going down to San Diego.
Yeah, every once in a while, it's nice to get away.
I mean, on your social media, I think there's some pics on there, right?
There's some pics. I haven't posted the ones from today, but I will post some pics or video of Canelo.
We should share them on our Instagram. We should share them on our,
absolutely. We'll share them.
That way you guys can see, Jimmy, he's hanging with the big timers, Us little guys over here, we just watch from the TV screen.
Oh, trust me, I'm a little guy compared to them. We're little guys.
You were in San Diego. I was in Salt Lake City. Two different places. I just figured out that yesterday I was at the airport in Salt Lake City. They got a new airport there. Really nice airport.
It's a new airport now?
Brand new. I had to walk about 10 miles just to go to my gate, but it was nice. It was one of those airports. I ordered a double, just, a double, nice bourbon double. And the lady told me, sorry, sir, in the state of Utah, we can't serve you a double. So you have to drink a single. And then we'll give you another one.
Right.
I was like,
forgot.
whoa.
Is Utah still dry?
No. I don't know. I thought it was over with.
I remember back in the day when you had to buy a license or something to go somewhere and actually have a drink.
It's crazy. I was like,
first time that ever happened to me, I was like, excuse me?
Even yesterday, I was like, I thought those days were over. Am I in a different country? Like, what the heck? But anyways, that's the beauty of traveling, I guess.
Yeah,
you got to slam one and slam another one, and
God, I haven't traveled in over a year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, and
big time travel. I mean, because San Diego is just a road trip.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: airports are full again. That's what I know. So people are out and about. But talking about travel and new things happening, we had a fight this last weekend. I don't know if you would call it a fight.
Is that what you call it? Is that what you're calling it now?
I don't know. What is it? TikTok stars, YouTube stars? I don't know what's going on, but
look,
what is this company? Triller, right?
Triller had the pay-per-view. It's like an entertainment event, but the main event was Jake Paul, the YouTuber, against Ben Askren, an MMA guy, the guy that got knocked out in less than 10 seconds by Masvidal when he kneed him. When they fought and he was out. That's the guy. So then the thing is, a lot of people are talking about, hey, Jake Paul, boxing, whatever. Is Jake Paul good for boxing? He's 3-0, whatever. Time out, guys. Time out. He's playing boxing, and you don't play boxing, really. But this guy, that's what he's doing.
But he didn't fight a boxer.
No, he hasn't fought a boxer. He's fought YouTubers. Now,
did he
MMA
fight? Is that
guys,
the guy who fought the little basketball player?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so he hasn't fought a boxer. So don't tell me he's in boxing, because he's not. It's an exhibition. I don't know what you want to call it.
He should fight John Molina Jr.
Oh my God, John Molina would kill him.
Well, why not?
John Molina would
kill. And I know
Jake
you know John
Paul.
Molina very well.
Of course, I know John Molina.
I think you should call John Molina.
Yeah.
Let's get this fight going and show this guy what a real fighter is.
He's now a sheriff. John Molina.
I didn't know that.
He's a sheriff.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
he's a good dude. I met John.
He's a great dude, and he hits like a ton of bricks. But look, everybody's been asking me, hey, is Jake Paul good for boxing? First of all, Jake Paul is not a boxer. He hasn't fought any boxers.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
He won't fight a boxer anytime soon. He calls out guys that are obviously not boxers. Because a real boxer would, sit him on his ass in no time and make him look like the farce that he is. In that, look, he's getting more hits. He's getting more pay-per-views than any of the boxers that I know. He's making more pay-per-views buys than Canelo. I mean, it's true. It's insane. He pulled over, I think it was 1.2 million buys this weekend.
It was
with Ben Askren.
It was a little cheaper than most, like usually a boxing fight, right? It was like 30 bucks, whatever, 40 bucks.
Yes, but still, I mean, and the thing is, there's a big difference in the boxing community and the people that actually buy those pay-per-views as opposed to the people that buy the pay-per-views for Jake Paul, who's a YouTuber. He's got 20.3 million followers.
Yeah, 1.5 million views. 1.5 million pay-per-views.
Yes, it's insane. I mean, he's had almost 7 billion views on YouTube, I believe. It's insane. I mean, those are the people that are watching his pay-per-views and his quote-unquote fights. So the numbers are skewed. You know, it's a completely different crowd, a completely different audience, completely different demographic than the people that are interested in watching boxing. Is he opening up maybe, hopefully, you know, another avenue for people that are watching him, quote unquote, fight or box to maybe, you know, be interested in real boxing? Yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. But to call him an actual boxer and ask whether he's good for boxing, that's where I draw the line.
Well, I mean, even the belt he was wearing was horrible. Couldn't they get a better one?
Yeah.
I mean, God, it looked like they
I think I can buy, you know, a more decent looking belt at Walmart than the one that he had.
They just might as well have bought him a Gucci belt or something. I mean, looked like they just slapped some plastic on it. It was horrible. But I don't know, man. It's a different world. It
sure is.
It's all about the phone, social media.
It's all about social media, and you know what? People are going to say that I'm the get off my lawn type of guy.
And this is where you're going to see boxers want to fight guys like this because this is where they're going to make big money.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe Floyd Mayweather is going to fight his brother Logan Paul. That's been in the works for a while. And you know what? It's all about the money. It's a money grab. That's all it is. They're exhibitions. They're not real fights.
They don't count?
For him, maybe it counts. I don't know. He says he's a professional
2-0, right?
boxer. He's 3-0, whatever.
3-0? Oh, 2-0.
You know, and somebody told me today, a colleague of mine told me, oh, you got to get on the bandwagon because he's going to be the next best thing. You know, this is his amateur status right now. I'm like, listen, he's going to fight a bunch of guys from wherever, MMA guys who are not boxers, because MMA guys, they can't box because their stance and everything else is so much different because they're worried about takedowns, kicks, elbows, everything
different.
else. It's completely different than strictly boxing. So, you know,
that's why a good John Molina Jr. He'll underestimate John. He'll think, oh, he's retired, older guy. John will come in there and just
John can take a punch.
I know that.
He's been in there with some of the biggest punchers in the sport, and you know he's been down in the cards for 11 rounds, and it comes to the 12th, and he just unleashes.
No, I know. That's why I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there.
Punch that.
I'm putting it out there. You know.
There we go. That would be interesting. You know, that would be interesting.
I could see a guy like Jake Paul underestimating him. You know. I can see it happening, you know, like a guy.
You know who's calling him out now is Kendall Gill. Remember the ex-NBA player? Yeah. Kendall Gill dabbled in boxing for a little bit after he retired. And so now he's, calling him out, and he says that, he's going to knock him on his ass. Whatever. But the thing is, hey, that's where the money is. I know why Kendall Gill is doing.
Yeah, I mean, geez. I mean, look, the power of the internet, power of social media, it's very powerful. You can't deny it. Some of us are old school. We look at it like, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's here, and it's pretty amazing.
He's getting clicks. He's getting views. Absolutely. I mean, there's no denying that.
I mean, look at our show. People listen to us in Saudi Arabia.
That's insane.
Brazil.
That's insane. By the way, Saudi Arabia, and talking about boxing, it was just announced that the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight is going to be in Saudi Arabia, either late July or early August.
That's awesome.
So
Cool for them.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, shout out to you guys out in Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
Whoever's listening to us out there.
Whoever's listening, wherever you guys are listening, welcome.
Maybe they exported one Latino out there and he's out there working. He listens to us. But, awesome. That's awesome. It's great to have you guys on the show with us. So now we got UFC this weekend. We got Masvidal and Usman, the part 2, right? They were in Abu Dhabi, right? That last fight was Abu Dhabi.
The last fight was in Abu Dhabi.
And Masvidal it was last minute.
It was last minute, and I remember Masvidal saying, "Hey, Dana, give me 6 weeks, give me 6 months to prepare for this guy, and it's going to be a completely different story." It's the first big event for UFC, I believe.
Like full.
It's going to be in Jacksonville,
Florida,
and it's going to be a packed house, a packed arena. And a lot of people are hoping that Masvidal does a lot better. The last time Usman's
a good fighter.
I don't know what to call his style. He stomped on Masvidal. And he didn't allow him to do much. It wasn't much of a fight. It wasn't much of a fight. It was a boring one, as a matter of fact.
Well, some fighters have some fighters' cards. It's just a mismatch.
Absolutely.
And if
styles make fights.
It's a style, and that his style. I don't know. It's good luck to Masvidal because he's gonna have a tough one.
And that's something that we were looking at as well. We couldn't believe looking at the records. Kamaru Usman is 18-1, wow. But Masvidal is 35-14.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe that. 14 losses in boxing, you'd be a nobody. You'd be gone.
14 losses, you're a journeyman. You're a stepping stone for somebody else.
You have to be 114.
Maybe. Absolutely. Yeah. Just unbelievable.
But that's the difference in boxing and UFC. I mean,
yes.
UFC you could lose and next week you're still fine. You're still... And Dana says, it's because of the top people fight the top people in UFC.
Well, also because Dana is the one that controls the sport. In boxing, a mid-level guy can get, a decent payday, anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000-$400,000 for a big fight. Even more so, I mean, the bigger guys, obviously, their purses are huge. That's not the case in MMA. That's not the case in UFC. I mean, most of these guys are making $15,000 for a fight. That's why he's got bonuses so he can pay them a little more. But that's the one thing about Dana White. He really treats his fighters as indentured servants. Yeah. That's what he does. I mean, he doesn't pay them well at all.
They're non-union employees.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it is.
We'll get the union in there, organize them. My dad can help them.
Yes.
But it's crazy. But the only good thing about UFC though, because he does control it, is the best people fight each other.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't say no, because if you say no to a fight,
what are you gonna do? Bellator or whatever?
No, he basically he banishes you to Bellator or
and then
something
you make
else.
no money.
Exactly.
But that's a good thing. I mean, like boxing is so political. Like you have Crawford and you have
Earl Spence.
Like these guys should be fighting.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
I agree.
Will bring boxing to the next. I mean, that will take boxing where it used to be.
Yes.
But now we got to watch. Who's it? Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I don't even know who these guys are. My kids know who they are probably.
Yeah, exactly. And most of you guys, I'm sure everybody's heard.
Can Bob Arum and De La Hoya and all these guys? De
La Hoya, by the way, did you see him on that on the Triller?
No.
Oh,
I know he's working out.
You guys got to see that video if you haven't. All I can say is
he Triller?
Yeah.
He's Triller?
Yeah.
He's Trillered out? Well, that's where the money's at. What is he? I guess he's going where the money's at.
Yeah, well, he's going to fight on Triller July 3rd, I believe.
Who knows? He's probably a silent partner there, too. You never know.
Maybe.
But that's good for them. More power to them if it works, Look, I just want these promoters in boxing to get their shit together so they can create good fights so we don't have to watch... What is it? Logan Paul and Jake Paul and Paul McCartney. I mean, we don't want to, let's watch some real fights.
Exactly.
Errol Spence.
Ben Askren, right? A lot of people saying that he took a dive. Look, I've done fights where people have taken dives. But yeah, this is just such a farce.
I mean, come on. Spence, Crawford, let's get this thing going. Let's get a real fight going.
Let's go.
Hearns and Hagler back in the day.
Ding!
Yeah, bring boxing back. So now we're moving on to baseball. There's a lot of good things. We got some fights going on in baseball. We almost had a big rumble this last weekend.
We might have one this weekend.
We might be there this weekend, right? If we make it out of Michelada Friday, we
That's
might.
right.
Yeah. But Padres, Dodgers, obviously,
Look, and don't hate people from the East Coast, because I know most of the people want to talk Red Sox, Yankees, whatever. Like, that's the rivalry. But first of all, the Yankees suck this year. They're like 6-10, probably about to be 6-11.
Yeah.
They've got no pitching whatsoever. But you've got to like the fact that the Dodgers and Padres had an epic series last weekend. Epic.
We blew the last game.
Even though the Dodgers won 2 out of 3.
We blew the last game.
I think the Padres could have swept them. It was like a couple of plays in both games that made the difference. I mean, these teams are pretty evenly matched up.
We're not evenly matched. How do you say we're evenly matched up with the Padres? That's crazy.
You don't think so?
Look at this. What does it say right here?
60 games. That's all I got to say.
When they get one,
60 games.
When they get one of these, then we can talk, right?
Well, and that's another thing, because people are making it out to be, wow, what a great series, whatever. These guys are going to play 16 times this year. It's going to be awesome to watch them go back and forth, because I do believe right now they are the 2 best teams in baseball. Well, I truly do believe that.
Well, I don't have any nails because of this last weekend. I ran out of sunflower seeds, so I started.
Tell you what,
it was nail biting.
It was a great series, and yes, people are trying to make it out to be a rivalry, but a rivalry starts when the 2 teams have beaten each other. So far, the Padres, as far as I can remember, have been the little brothers, the little stepbrother, whatever you want to call it, because the Dodgers have absolutely beat up on them throughout history. I mean, even in the playoffs last year, they swept them out of the playoffs.
Well, they're the Clippers of the Lakers. That's who they are. They're always going to be like that. The Dodgers' rivalry is the Giants. That's our rivalry.
Yes, and
they're
even more so. Well, for different reasons, because they both came over to the West Coast from New York. It started over there. It came here, and not only that. I mean, the Giants, they've done their part. I mean, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, between 2007 and
every other year,
every other year they won. It had to be an even year, and for sure. The Giants were there and they won the World Series. They won 3 as of late,
and they were in the World Series back in the day too against the A. I mean, they've always had a good team, here and there, but that's a real rivalry. I mean, that's a rivalry. I mean, you go to San Diego, you don't really. I mean, everyone's there's more Dodger fans.
Everyone's coming in, with their surfboards
in San Diego than there are Padre fans.
Remember a couple years ago, and this is a sad fact that a Giant fan got beat up after the game, and he was actually in a coma for I don't know how long. The guy had to learn how to walk again. He's the one that threw out the first pitch this year at the Giants home opener. I mean, stuff like that should not happen. However, that's how it's a rival. I mean, you cannot wear the other team's colors either in LA or in San Francisco.
Okay, I got to say something about that, because Brian Stowe, the guy that got
Brian Stowe, that's his name.
Okay, listen, I don't agree that that was horrible what they did to him. That should have not happened. But the Giants bring it up they bring it up all the time. I was been to Giants game where they have him there and they're always bringing this guy up, but they never talk about when they killed the son of one of the Dodger employees there about 2 years ago. They killed a son of an employee of the Dodgers. The Giants fans did.
At Dodger Stadium?
At Giant Stadium. Outside the stadium.
Yeah.
The Dodgers don't dwell on that. They don't bring the family in and say, throw out the first pitch and dwell on this whole, and I don't mean no disrespect to Brian Stowe or his family, but that just that creates a lot of hate and tension, because I've been to Giant Stadium and I've had 60-year-old ladies tell me go F myself and go back to where I came from. I'm like, LA? I mean, I'm assuming they're saying go back to LA, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's where I'm from.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how they behave now. I haven't been, to what is it called now? AT&T Stadium.
Yes.
Or I don't even know what it was. It was Pac Bell. It's been so many names. I don't even remember what it's called. All I remember is that when it was Candlestick Park, I mean, that was a war zone.
Yeah.
I mean, truly there. I mean, going, dressed as a Dodger fan. I mean, you better have backup with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was going to be a rough one trying to get out.
The funny thing is that my son, when he graduated from up there from Stanford that week, my dad had to call one of his connections and we got a suite at Giant Stadium, one of the suites from one of his union partners, whatever. And they got us a suite and we went all Dodgered out. They were playing the Dodgers. Kershaw was pitching. We're in the suites. We're the only Dodger fans in a suite in that whole stadium.
Ooh.
And there's we're all Dodgered out. Like my brothers, my dad, my son, we all went Dodgered out. They were so pissed off when we went to the in behind, because we didn't have to go out for concessions, but when we walked out to the bathroom, one of the guys is like, "How did you get this suite? Like, what are you doing in here?" Like, I'm like,
they're very territorial.
And they're business people. Like, business
they're
people.
very territorial. I mean, that truly is a rivalry.
And he tells me, I would never go to Dodger Stadium. It's so dangerous, blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
wait a minute.
I just got cursed out by 30 people. You're questioning me. What am I doing in here? I got 60-year-old ladies flipping me off, telling me to go F myself. Like, I mean, in Dodger Stadium, yeah, look, if you go sit in the good seats, you're gonna be with the good people.
Yep.
Go sit in the bleachers, or you're going to be sitting with the Raider fans.
Yeah, you don't go to the black hole. Exactly.
I mean, you sit in the black hole, you get, we're the opposite jersey in the black hole. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
Well, there you go, guys.
Yeah, you won't come out.
So it's not the Dodger fans, it's the Raider fans at Dodger Stadium.
It all comes back to the Raider fans.
So it's the Raiders.
Man, we're going to get hate, from
They're always
everyone.
mad at us.
San Diego, the Giants, the Raiders. Yeah.
Oh, the San Diego's, they're just
I'm
little
telling you,
brothers.
This weekend, though, it's they play 4 games.
Yeah.
So Thursday through Sunday at Dodger Stadium. We'll see if the Padres do a little better. They've spent the money. They want to get better. They want to be up there.
Yeah, their pitching was going head to head with us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They got Snell. They got Darvish.
Lament. Paddock. I mean, it's a good rotation. It's a really good rotation.
They got Machado, Tatis. I mean, those guys are studs, man. They're good. They got a good team.
Hosmer.
We don't have Bellinger right now. It's a big deal. Not having Bellinger in the lineup is a big deal.
Mookie got hit, in Seattle in the forearm.
Yeah.
So he didn't play the last game against the Mariners.
But how about that
hoping
catch?
that he's good. Oh my God. That's the thing. You know what? The $362 million or whatever it is that they're paying him, they were worth it on that catch. Why? Because he preserved the victory for the Dodgers in that game. I mean, he barely. It wasn't a snow cone.
I wasn't sure he caught it.
It was unbelievable, and that's what Mookie does. That's what he
did in
does.
the World Series. He did in the playoffs.
He was the difference.
He robbed home runs in the
he was the difference in that game. But otherwise, at least the Padres win at least 2 out of 3 games.
Because, don't take it away from Bellinger out there too is a beast. I mean, he's catching everything.
Yes, he has.
Bellinger is a beast out there. So him just having those 2 guys out there. I mean, having them in the lineup changes the game. But Padres are good. I got to give it to them. They're good.
But wait your turn, Padre fans. Because it's not a rivalry. Not yet. It's not.
No.
Not until the Padres actually beat the Dodgers and eliminate them from postseason.
Yeah.
Or they win the division. Or actually win a ring. It's not a rivalry.
Not yet. And what about the Yankees? I mean, I don't know. What are they winning this year? I mean, least wins for what are they?
It's incredible, especially being New York. Like I said, when we're recording this, I believe they were 6-10 going into the game. I
mean, all that money, Cashman, all that money they have, the fan, the loyalty, the support. What are they doing? They wasted money on Stanton, and Stanton didn't want to go there. Stanton wanted to be on the West Coast where he's from. He wanted to play warm weather, West Coast, and then the Yankees, and then he's hurt all the time.
Well, yeah, he's hurt all the time.
Judge is hurt all the time. I mean, they got no pitching. What happened to their pitchers?
they've all been.
Derek Cole is the only one doing. He's winning games. He's the only one winning games. I think he has won 6 of the games.
He's the only one. I mean, if you look at their starting rotation, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the season, I said after Cole, I mean, it was a list of guys that've been on the injured list forever and ever. Severino's still, out, or he has been. After that, you look at the starting rotation, and you're like, who are these guys? I mean,
I don't know. You just saw a guy. I forgot one of the guys from.
Oh, Cesar, Luis Cesar. One of the he's a Mexican guy. He's been a partner of mine in covering World Series, so that's how I got to know him first. But he's a reliever for the Dodgers. But most of for the Yankees. But yeah, they've got no pitching whatsoever. I mean, it's really bad.
Who knows? But I mean, the Yankees, good luck. I mean, they got to get back in their go look in their farm league system and see some. I mean, that's a good thing about our Dodgers. The Dodgers, we got some, homegrown players. Bellinger, Seager. These guys are homegrown, came through the league. Will Smith. I mean, we got some good people that's what the Yankees have to do. Who's running the team? Is it the Cashman or I know he's running the team, but who knows?
They got Corey Kluber, but Corey Kluber came over from Cleveland, but he's always hurt. He's always has elbow problems.
They'll probably sign Justin Bieber from the Indians.
Oh, yeah,
Shane Bieber.
Shane Bieber. He's good.
He's from California.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, no, because they don't last in Cleveland. They always go to the Yankees for some reason.
They always go somewhere.
The Oakland A's.
Wow.
Whoever runs that team, if I was the Yankees, I'd hire that general manager.
Well, that's Moneyball. That's Moneyball.
Could you imagine? That's what the Dodgers. That's what we did. We hired somebody like a Moneyball guy with money. Look what happens.
Yep.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. The Dodgers have money. Well, the Oakland A's don't.
He was in Tampa with nobody doing the same thing, and look, he came here with money, and look what happens. And I would do if I was the Yankees. That's what I would do.
Well, the actual GM right now is David Frost, but it all comes down to Billy Beane for the A's.
But he's like a product of Billy Beane.
From the school of Billy Beane, Moneyball, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, this team is always there at the end of the season.
Look at the other guy.
It's all analytics. It's all metrics. And they do an incredible job. As of right now when we're recording this, they've won 11 straight.
I mean, unbelievable. They won in the walk-off in the bottom of the 10th against the Twins. I mean, unbelievable. You know who the Yankees could get? I don't know who he's working for right now. Who's the guy? He went in Boston. He broke the curse in Boston.
Theo Epstein.
Right? He went to the Cubs, won a World Series.
Yeah, and then he knew that they were probably going to start losing players because they couldn't keep them all. And it's coming up. For example, at the end of this year, Javi Baez, Rizzo, and
they're all free agents.
They're all free agents.
Oh,
they're all free agents, and they can't keep all of them.
No,
and so I think Theo Epstein knew that everything was going to come down to a head, and he said, "You know what? It's time to step down."
I wonder where's he at now? I haven't heard of him.
He's been doing something for MLB.
But if I was the Yankees, I'd reach out to him right away. The Red Sox might not like it, but who cares? They're worried about playing on the field. It's snowing over there. Jeez.
Well, you know what? And the Red Sox and the Yankees, for the longest time, even though it's been a rivalry and the whole Babe Ruth thing, the curse of the Bambino, whatever you want, but the Yankees own the Red Sox, for most of the century.
And he's from New York. I had no idea. He was born in New York. Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, but the Yankees, they've got a problem. They've got a problem, and
they got Cashman, right? That's the guy that runs the team,
yes.
Right? I mean, it's time to change it, switch it up.
Well, you know what? The guy that's going to end up getting fired, if anybody gets fired, it's going to be Aaron Boone, the manager.
And he just got a pacemaker?
He just got a pacemaker.
Jeez.
The poor guy. I mean, Yankee fans right now are feeling like the Cleveland Brown fans used to feel for a long time, with paper bags over their heads. Because that's not Yankee baseball.
No. The Yankees, even for baseball, they need to be up there.
Absolutely.
It's a team that
the Yankees need to be at the top.
They got cheated out of a World Series a couple years ago from the Astros. I mean, they were right there. You know, we all got cheated, but they got cheated too. So, but that's baseball. But news I got to talk about with baseball is Yasiel Puig.
Oh,
he signed with Veracruz.
Águilas de Veracruz.
No, I've been to Veracruz about 5 times, and I never even knew where it was at before. You know, I started doing business down there. It's a great place.
It's a great town. El Puerto Jarocho.
It's right, Jarochos.
El Puerto Jarocho.
The Jarochos. And it's right on the Gulf right there. The food is different there. I mean, they have
the women are incredible.
They have a carnival there.
Yes.
They have their own carnival there. Some of my great friends are living out there in Veracruz. All the Jarochos, shout out to them out there. But that's pretty. I mean, he's trying to bring his career back. He started.
Well, the thing is, nobody offered him a contract.
He went to the Braves in the playoffs, and then he got COVID.
That's right. And
he would have made a big difference.
He would have made a big difference, but he didn't get an offer, even like from a minor league contract or anything. So right now, Veracruz offered him, a contract. He's going to go play for them. Hopefully, he shows.
The money's nothing. He's just
he wants to stay in shape. He wants to stay in baseball shape, play, and then hopefully show something. And somebody, I guarantee it, somebody's going to take.
Come around playoffs,
a risk or whatever. Somebody's going to sign Yasiel Puig again. But for now, the wild horse is going down to Veracruz.
Well, it's interesting because his agent is the young girl that represents Trevor Bauer. She's always with Trevor Bauer. I don't know if she's dating him or what, but she's really young. Have you seen her?
No, I have not.
It's a new agent. It's like she's a new agent. I guess she don't charge all these fees. I don't know.
She's not Scott Boras. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah. She's a new agent. She did Trevor Bauer's contract. She's young. She's in her 20s, I think. She's young, and that's Puig's agent as well. I don't know her name is, but she's up and coming. So hopefully he gets a good contract. And I think people don't want to deal with him. He's a wild horse.
I think he's settled down.
Hopefully he learned.
He's married. He's got kids now, so it's a different story. And when he came up, he was truly a wild horse. I mean, you couldn't rein him in.
His story is crazy. You came on a boat.
Yes, actually, he went from Mexico to Cuba to Mexico. That's where he played. He started with Veracruz.
Well, that's what his love for. He said he's put a big old thing about them.
He loves Veracruz. That's where his whole thing started. Before coming to the major leagues. So, but Puig, he could hit the ball a mile if he made contact at the beginning of his career.
But he's
got one of the best arms ever in baseball.
He's got a cannon on him.
He's got a cannon, but you didn't know where it was going half the time.
I mean, I'll never forget in the World Series.
He was horrible running the bases.
Yeah, he needs some direction, but he's fast. He was fast.
Oh, he's an absolute incredible talent.
No, he's a great talent. You just got to keep him focused. He just needs a mentor. I'll never forget in the World Series when he told Kobe he was going to hit a home run in the Boston World Series, and Kobe was right there, and he looked at him like. I mean, he came in big moments.
Yeah, yes.
So you know that
he's a big time player.
Yeah, in the playoffs, whatever a team needs him, I think they're gonna be reaching out to him because just go out. That'd be cool, awesome. Make humble himself, calm down, and just go out there and play baseball.
Yep.
Make a comeback because it just shows how hard it is to not only get into the league but stay in the league.
Stay, yeah.
I mean, you're replaceable no matter in anything. Man.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at J-Lo. She's replacing A-Rod already.
Oh my God. Hey. By the way, J-Lo, if you're taking applications, here you go.
Hey, Jimmy Weed's available.
Here you go.
We know you like the U, people from the U. Here he is right here, I don't know.
She looks fantastic. I mean, she is so
A-Rod.
much better looking now than she was back in her 30s. I think so.
In the Selena movie, she looked...
Yeah, but J-Lo now, wow.
No, I mean...
I need to find myself a 50-year-old like that.
Yeah, but she might break your heart. I mean, she breaks
everybody's
poor A-Rod
heart.
right now is crying. I mean, he's
really literally like putting videos on Instagram, reminiscing about their relationship with really sappy music and whatnot. I would too. Hey, whatever it takes to get her back.
He'll be all right. A-Rod will be fine.
But the thing is, she probably caught him, with extracurricular activities. Allegedly, that's what they say. I don't know, but
I'll tell you one thing though. I think J-Lo had a lot to do with his big success he's had in the last few years.
yes,
Because
he was all of a sudden he was everywhere.
well, he was like steroids and out of baseball, and then all of a sudden he's on TV. He's a businessman. He's speaking at conferences, and then he would always bring her as a guest, and and they loved that. The world he was in the World Series. She'd come out. They loved it, right? So
They were looking to buy they were looking to buy the Mets.
Yeah, well, and now they were going to buy the Timberwolves, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, he's part.
He lost half his money, half the.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was only an engagement.
Oh,
remember?
I know what he could do.
It was only an engagement. They weren't married yet, and they didn't get married in California.
A-Rod and Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
There you go. That's the next power couple. A-Rod and Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
There it is. They're gonna buy the Timberwolves and move to Minnesota.
Speaking of YouTubers, that maybe A-Rod could fight Jake Paul. I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do something. Or maybe Jake Paul would be with J-Lo have to fight Jake. That'll be a good drama. We should be promoters. See, we're already like organizing stuff. A-Rod versus Jake Paul, because supposedly J-Lo's gonna be with Jake Paul. Put it out there in the internet.
There you go.
Send to the internet.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
So that's baseball. We're talking about some NBA. I know everyone's all hyped up on Steph Curry. He's having an amazing season.
All right.
Well, he wasn't having them, and now he's been like...
Well, let me ask you something.
Oh,
I know you're a huge Laker fan. Obviously, you're a LeBron fan.
I'm a Lakers fan. And I like LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you had to pay to go see someone right now, wouldn't you want to pay to go see Steph Curry do what he's doing right now? I mean, the guy is unconscious.
Yeah, I would like to see.
I mean,
he's got
11 games with at least 30 points or more, and I believe it's 40 points or more in 11 straight games. It's absolutely insane. He's shooting over 40% from three-point land.
He's always done that.
Over 50. No, not always. Over 50% from the floor and over 90% from the line. Not many guys have done that in their career. If he's able to maintain that throughout the rest of it, unbelievable. He's shooting threes at a 43% clip.
He's one of the best shooters ever.
And not only that, he creates his own shot because his handle is out of this world. Not only that, he's doing it without Klay Thompson being there, who used to be the guy that people needed to watch because if Steph wasn't going to shoot, it was going to be Klay.
Right. And that was the advantage.
He's not there. He doesn't have Andre Iguodala either. Most of the guys that were
Draymond, that's it.
Only Draymond.
And Draymond's
Draymond's the only guy.
If he's not getting kicked out the game, I mean, he's still.
And he's very volatile, to put it mildly. Not to say he's a head case, but what Steph Curry is doing right now is unbelievable. You know that he's going to shoot right now. Like, for example, the game against Philly. What he did was he made sure that every time they came down the court, it was pick and roll. And he would look for Joel Embiid, so he would have to switch. So he would look for his guy and switch.
Yeah.
Curry. I mean, he made Joel Embiid look silly. Joel Embiid may be right now the leading contender for MVP, but by God, if Steph has not shot his way into that conversation.
Absolutely. Steph's smart. He's a really smart guy. He don't people got to understand he's a really intelligent guy.
Huge.
High IQ. I mean, you could just tell. It. He's a good golfer. I mean,
he's a great golfer.
He's almost a scratch golfer. I think he might be even a scratch golfer. But would I pay to go see Steph Curry? I'd pay to see him play the Lakers.
Play against the Lakers?
No, play the Lakers. Play my team. I'd watch, but I'm not gonna go pay to see Steph Curry. For what?
Why not? I mean, if you want to see stars, if you want to see guys
chewing on his mouthpiece, half hanging out and throwing balls in the air and going in the bucket, whoop-de-doo. Good for the Golden State Warriors. I will pay to see him when he's on the Lakers next year.
Well, he won't be.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because the Lakers cannot fit his contract under the salary cap.
It's not about money anymore. It's going to be about championships.
No, but
they don't need to, because his wife will get a TV deal. He'll make the back end money there because he's in LA. Watch, she's a Hollywood person. She likes Hollywood stuff, I think, right?
Well, his contract is 5 years, $201 million.
I would be recruiting his wife right
it's
now.
a $40 million per average.
Right.
I don't think the Lakers can fit that under the salary cap.
Christy Teigen, Ellen, all you guys recruit his wife. Tell his wife to come to Hollywood, and then he's got to have to come. Happy wife,
Didn't Melo's wife Lala want to be in LA? Oh no, she wanted to be in New York. That's right.
Exactly.
New York.
Happy wife. You didn't learn. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, well, obviously,
obviously not. I'm divorced. That's why I'm divorced.
That's why it's 1-800 Jimmy Weed.
That's why J-Lo. That's why J-Lo. I'm available.
No, Steph Curry's. I'm not a Warriors fan, but Steph Curry's. He's a great player.
He's
unbelievable.
And
he's a good person. He's a good
dude.
guy. He's a good person.
He's a good guy.
He's got a good guy on his team named Juan Toscano that almost cracked his head open just to save him. Did you see the guy fly over the stick?
Oh yes, I did. He got a concussion flying over trying to
crack his head. He got stitches.
Unbelievable.
That guy has a crazy story. He's from Oakland. He's from the hood in Oakland. He's half black, half Mexican. He went to Mexico to play in the league there, became the MVP, and then went into the G League in Santa Cruz, and they brought him up. So he's actually a hometown guy. He's got a great story. I was reading about him, but to see what Steph goes, you got to get a Juan on your team. So and he loved the grandpa so much. I don't know if his dad was in his life.
Maybe Jaime Jaquez has a future with the Warriors.
I was like, well, he kept Toscano as his last name instead of his dad's last name because of his grandfather.
Oh, okay.
And then his number 95, I think it is. That's the street he grew up on in Oakland. So he's actually a hometown.
Oh wow,
it's a pretty cool story.
That's a cool story.
They did a write up on him.
That's a cool story.
But you need a Juan on your team. Steph said to crack their head open and get you a rebound. Get the ball from going out. And then Steph made a 3 from that.
That's insane.
That was one of the 3s he made at that game. So.
He's made so many 3s. That's insane. I mean, the way he shoots, from where he shoots.
Well, my Lakers need to make some 3s. That's for sure.
Oh. Well, they need to make anything, any type of bucket.
Relax. AD
any type of bucket.
AD is back tomorrow.
AD is slated to be back. Let's put it that way. Look, if he's anything like Kevin 100%. Durant, it's going to last one game and he's out again. Because he's about as frail as Kevin Durant.
No, have you seen, he don't have chicken legs like Kevin Durant?
Yes, he does.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he does.
No, it's completely different. Kevin Durant, I don't know what's wrong with him. He has no protein in his body.
There's a reason why these guys are injured that much. And it's because they're tall and thin. They're frail. Their body doesn't withstand the rigors of the long NBA season plus the playoffs.
Well, we got Drummond.
And you've got AD and KD. Sound familiar?
Can't compare. AD and Andre Drummond in the front. Now we got them. Oh man, it's on. Can't wait for that. And by the way, some other news: Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr. He's out, whoever that is.
I was going to ask who.
I don't know, but he was at a strip club, so he's on the COVID protocol and the gonorrhea and chlamydia and.
I was going to say he probably needs to be tested for more than just COVID-19. That's his problem.
Hey, Kevin Porter Jr. Look, if we don't know who you are,
tell you what though, the Rockets are so bad this year.
Bears.
That's probably why he needed to go to a strip club.
Well, he better, Kevin Porter Jr., some advice. You probably shouldn't go to a strip club if we don't know who you are. At least get a contract, make it in the NBA at least.
Is he on a 10-day contract type of deal?
Know, probably. But I got a 10-day, I got a bonus and went to the strip club, But also news.
They wasted it all in the champagne room.
Exactly. Big news, the Utah Jazz, Dwayne Wade is part owner now of the Utah Jazz. They announced it this week. Yeah. Well, they have a new owner, the Utah Jazz. The old family, the he passed away and the wife took over. And the new owner is a tech guy. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a new tech guy.
Yeah, you've told me about it a couple times.
Yeah, he's a big tech guy. Well, Salt Lake City is like the new tech hub of one of the new tech hubs of the U.S. or the world, they say. And when I go there now, I've been going there for the last 15 years. I mean, it's unbelievable. Oracle, Intel, they're all there now. Huge buildings. And but the new owner, he's a really cool dude. He's like a young guy. I don't know his name.
Ryan Smith is his name.
Ryan Smith, yeah. Yeah, he's done some big tech stuff, and he actually is, brought in. He became friends with Dwayne Wade, and he brought Dwayne Wade in, which was interesting. because nobody really wants to go to Utah. Like I just said right now, I tried to order a double bourbon, and I couldn't order a double because it's the state, whatever. But the law they have there. But I was with some Utah Jazz season ticket holders yesterday.
Oh,
25 years.
They're rabid fans.
They are happy that Dwayne Wade's coming. They're excited. They're really, really excited. They think he's going to bring new energy. He can bring more players there. They got all the money now. They got tech, but they got big money now.
Well, they've been playing incredible ball. I mean, they're at the top of the Western Conference right now. I don't know if they're actually going to be that good come playoff time. But Utah's been playing incredibly well.
They got a 42-year-old billionaire owner plus Dwayne Wade, whatever. He probably gave him a share or whatever. But still,
look, and I'm gonna go off on a tangent again, but hey, Dwayne Wade brings Gabrielle Union into the whole equation too.
Well, that's why he went to Utah. Because he can't go across to Miami. Miami's too far. He's an hour and a half flight home, quick, done and done.
I mean, these guys, they married off well.
I mean, smart guys, You got to marry some celebrity. So that's basketball. We got soccer, Super League.
Oh my God. What a fiasco this was. So basically,
who came up with this?
12, basically it was the presidents, owners, whatever you want to call, of 12 of the biggest soccer teams in Europe. They basically said, you know what? We're the ones that are providing all the money for most of the competitions, like Champions League and whatnot, and said, you know what? They're sort of like the kids that said, you know what? It's my ball. And so if you guys don't like my rules, I'm taking the ball and nobody else can play. That's basically what they try to do. They established a Super League with 12 of the biggest teams, including Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and the
Europe,
big,
right?
Yeah, Europe, and the biggest teams in England as well. Chelsea, Man City,
but
Manchester
someone
United.
pulled out, right?
All of a sudden, UEFA and FIFA had a conniption when these guys said that, to the point where the UEFA president came out and said, the teams that do this are not going to be able to get back into their leagues, and the players that play in the Super League, like he's talking about a Messi, a Ronaldo, anybody, right? Kevin De Bruyne, who is one of the stars of Man City, he said, I've sacrificed so much to be able to play at this level. I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to do that because the UEFA president said, well, these guys are not going to be able to play. We're going to ban them from playing in international competition. So no Euro Cup, no World Cup, which was huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. And then
it's all power.
The president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, said, well, you know what? He said, we're going to call their bluff. That's not going to happen. He said, this is going to happen because we need this money. I believe it was close to $6 billion that was going to be shared between these teams. I mean, huge money. And Florentino Perez said, you know what? But we need to save soccer. This is the way we're going to save soccer. Wait a minute. How are you going to save soccer if all this money goes to you? It's not like,
they could put Jake Paul on the team.
It's not like Ronald Reagan. It's not trickle-down economics. It didn't work back then. It's not going to work now. So all the leagues and all the other teams, there were, they try to get 4 more teams. They're trying to get teams from Germany and France, PSG, to make, or have 15 teams total, and then bring in 5 other teams from, leagues around Europe who would be able to qualify to play in the Super League based on merit. But then, basically it's these teams, and so every single one of the domestic leagues, be it the Premier League, being La Liga, being Serie A, League One in France, it really wouldn't mean anything because you don't have the big teams playing, and every other team basically, the relegation would be lost. I mean, people play soccer because it's a game where you don't have to be rich to play. It's basically a fan sport. Fans were crying foul as well. Nobody liked it. As a matter of fact,
why would they like it?
The fans from Chelsea weren't allowing the team to get into the stadium for one of their matches because they were so mad about this whole thing happening. The fans from Liverpool also had huge signs which said, it's a fan sport. So then little by little, the teams started dropping out. And the only two that were left were Real Madrid and Barcelona. You can't have a Super League with two teams.
Yeah.
But
you could put the Galaxy in there.
Yeah, right.
LAFC.
Exactly. Well, Chicharito scored twice. That's a big news.
But I don't understand. What's the big deal? What are people complaining about? You get to see the best teams play.
Let me ask you, what if in baseball, all of a sudden you had the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, and maybe a couple other teams, and they said, you know what, we're the ones that are bringing in the money.
Yeah.
So we're going to break off from MLB, and we're going to create our own little league.
Yeah, but but they were breaking off.
Teams.
They were just doing another league, right?
Oh, they were breaking off, and starting another league. Well, and so, what would happen to MLB? What would happen to I get it. Not every single team has a chance to win every single year, but there's always that hope. Right. I mean, and there's nothing better than trying to beat the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Red Sox or the Cubs. But what would it be like to have only, a small amount of teams? Or, for example, in the NCAA, what if Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, and some of these big teams who are the ones that bring in the revenue, the blue bloods of college basketball, decided that they were going to start their own tournament instead of playing in March Madness because they're the ones that bring in the money. They basically, what these teams wanted was assurance that they were going to be in Champions League mode, in that type of tournament, no matter how they performed in their leagues, just because they're the big teams. So, it's like if Duke and all these teams decided, well, we're the ones that are supposed to be there every year. Duke wasn't there this year. North Carolina wasn't there.
But these guys have their own leagues, right? Anyways.
Yes.
So, but that's different because we don't have they don't have their own leagues in NCAA. They have one season, one league. That's it.
Yeah, but
baseball too?
Yeah,
but
what if?
Season.
But what if the rich team?
If they wanted to do it outside of the season,
exactly.
Good.
No, not. It's not outside of the season. Basically, just get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
And so that's the big deal.
Yeah.
That's the big deal. But it's not happening. It's not happening. The thing is right now. So FIFA and UEFA, they're going to have to sit down with these big teams and see how they can come up with... Look, granted, FIFA, UEFA, they've had the big slice of the cake most of the time, right? Obviously, they don't want to give that up. But now that they saw that there's an actual chance of teams breaking off, they're going to need to sit down and talk with the big teams and see how they can maneuver things to appease them, but at the same time, make sure that the little guys still, are able to play. And some of most of the big names in the sport, big names that have retired, even Pep Guardiola, who's the Man City manager, he came out and said, this is not good for soccer. This is not good for football. So there were a lot of people against it.
Well, they're in Europe. That's their problem.
I like that. To sum it all up.
No, man. Good for them. I mean, they just want to make more money. Get Jake Paul on one of the teams. They'll make more money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? I mean, when I saw Barcelona play, they played a team I never even heard of before. I didn't even know the city. Granada, I think.
Granada.
I mean, who are these guys? You know, they like some dudes from North Hollywood Park. They put them on a team, and Barcelona was playing like doing flips. You know, it was like an exhibition game.
Yeah. But look, the thing is, it's the biggest. It's the biggest sport in the world. Power and money. Everybody wants more money.
It's all money.
It's all money.
And that's what takes the fun out of the sport and all the other stuff. But look, man, as long as if the fans don't like it, as long as it don't hurt the fans, you know.
And this would have hurt the fans.
Yeah, I mean,
this would have hurt the fans.
It's not cool because like a city like Granada. Let's say I was from there, you know, and that, you know, and
yeah, you don't get to play the big boys anymore.
Now, like, I mean, you get to see Messi come and play there.
Exactly, you get to see the big guys come and play, and now you're not going to get that.
Yeah. Unless they're like what's his name? Kawhi Leonard. They sit out. You know, they sit out.
The you know, time management or whatever it is.
Right. Well,
that's another story for another day. And stupid and
soccer.
Ludicrous.
You know, stay your course. And Conor McGregor's buying Manchester United, so who cares? And
that he wants to, right?
No, yeah.
He wants to.
Yeah, he said I want to buy Manchester United. So I don't know what's going to
maybe
happen.
He's getting a lot of money.
Somebody stepped down or something.
Maybe he's getting a lot of money from his Irish 12 whiskey or whatever it's called. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys have tried it. To me, it tasted like paint thinner.
I don't know. Sell it in Utah. You can't sell it.
Well, make sure you can only get a single, not a double.
Yeah, so you don't get too much paint thinner. But that's the soccer we have for you. I mean, good luck with them. I know MLS is back here in the U.S.
Yes, it just started this weekend. Like I said, Chicharito, who hadn't scored in over 600 minutes for the Galaxy, scored twice in their first game.
He's gonna eventually get in his groove. I mean, he got in a pandemic. It was a pretty crazy year for him, but he should dominate in this league. I mean, or be good, be a top player. But we'll see.
He should be.
But anyways, soccer and then NFL news. Mark Davis, a good friend of yours.
Yeah, of course.
Sent out a tweet, you know, a little controversial, but
well, the thing is, you know, everybody's talking about the Derek Chauvin trial and the fact that he was guilty on all counts of the George Floyd murder. So Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, decides to put out a tweet that said, "I can breathe." You know, with the date, 4/20,
I saw that
2021.
When I was flying yesterday.
That's all the tweet said, obviously, but you know, very controversial. Not that, you know, we want to get into, you know, whether we are for or against or whatever. Just the fact that the owner of a team put something out like that in the NFL made a lot of people go, "Oh." Obviously, George Floyd's family, you know, they were appreciative of that. But it opened up a lot of eyes. And I believe at one point they even said, you know, that they might get fined by the NFL. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, though, by the NFL, because this is a very, very sensitive subject. But it's something that, I don't know, I sure as heck didn't expect any team to put out something like that.
I mean, you know, you're always going to look at it two different ways. People are going to look at it one way, people are going to look at it another way. Hey, look, man, he back up his players, he's backing up his people.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And you know what? And for once, I believe the system got it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, for so long, you know, the African American community has had to deal with verdicts that make you scratch your head. Yeah. And so in the scope of, you know, what the country has lived in the past year or so,
I'll never forget here in LA, Rodney King.
Exactly, 1995, right?
I mean, we had riots. It was
it was unbelievable.
I mean, it was on video. Like that was just. I mean, it's been. It was good. You know what? He backed up. He's got African American players that play for him, work for him, and he backed them up. And not too many, white Americans are doing that. And and his power and his level, and he did it, and he owned it, and he owned up to it too.
Yes,
and he said, "I'm not taking it down."
Right.
And hey, you know what? More power to him. And it just. This racism thing's got to go. It's got to be over with.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
Like, it's
I don't care.
We're going backwards.
Who you are, where you're from. I don't understand. I truly, I'm Latino. Brown skin. Maybe that's why I think that. But to me, racism makes absolutely no sense.
No.
Absolutely no sense.
It's 2021. It's time. Come on. Move forward. It got to move forward, guys.
Yes.
And just be positive and go and make peace, But that's why I love sports, because it brings people from all walks of life together. If we can cheer for a same team and be all different and different views, come on, man, we can get along. If we can get along in the stadium for an hour, 2 hours, we can get along in other things.
Except for Houston, obviously.
Yeah, I know, Houston. You're coming to LA, Houston. It's on. That's gonna be a fight, right? Royal Rumble. Yeah, and then we'll. And then we'll get them up after. I will shake hands. All right, we're good.
Bang them in a trash can. Once or twice.
The Raider fan. It's the Raider Dodger fans. The Raider Dodger fans. So.
Those are the ones. Yeah, those are the bad apples.
Not the Rams. So big stuff. I know you're gonna be covering fight.
Next week is like I said, Andy Ruiz, Chris Arreola. Andy Ruiz looks amazing. He went into camp weighing around 310 pounds. When I talked to him, he was down to 255.
Wow.
Some of the workouts that he does would put our fight camp stuff to shame.
Really?
Oh my God. I mean, this guy he's gotten in shape. Unbelievable.
I saw Canelo working out with him in the ring.
Yeah, well, they're now they're stablemates. They're under Eddie Reynoso, and Canelo has showed him defense? A lot of stuff, like his defense, everything.
He's gonna knock this. Who's he fighting?
I'm actually scared for Chris Arreola. He's 40 years old. He only knows one way to fight, and that's to come forward.
I don't think this
and he's going to be met by a huge improvement on Andy.
I don't think it lasts 6 rounds.
I don't think so either.
No,
I don't think so either.
TKO easy, or maybe even knockout. Just
maybe we're wrong, but yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
So, but you'll be covering that on Fox?
Next week. May 1st is the fight. It's
Fox?
a pay-per-view on Fox and Fox Deportes.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Covering that, and we'll have some more news for everybody.
Oh, we'll have a lot of stuff.
So that's our show, Jimmy.
That's our show. We thought it was going to be a quick one, but
Jimmy was
when we get going, we just start talking and talking and talking.
Well, Jimmy was MIA in San Diego because he was with Canelo and Ruiz, but now he's back.
I'm back. Only 3 hours sleep, but I'm back.
He almost moved to San Diego, but he's back in LA. So
gorgeous city. Gorgeous city. Love San Diego.
Awesome. Well, that's our show, guys. It's going to be a great weekend. Dodgers 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4.
Dodgers, Padres, stay classy. San Diego.
3 out of 4. Sweep them. 3 out of 4.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
We take 3 out of 4.
I don't know.
3 out of 4. Easy.
Well,
easy.
At the stadium, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see the pitching matchups.
3 out of 4. Look, Sunday might have a hangover. We might lose the Sunday game, but 3 out of 4. Right? But that's our show, guys. Dodgers 2021 champs back-to-back. Lakers back-to-back. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all about LA.
See you guys.